Dynamic News at 8. We are very excited to have three special guests joining our program tonight. We have founders of three respectable and very globally known companies, Airbnb, Netflix, and Uber. So please help me welcome Brian Chesky.
Hi, how are you?
Reed Hastings.
Happy to be here, Kier.
And Travis Kalanick, who will be FaceTiming in with us this evening. So, how are you guys this evening? Thank you so much for coming tonight to our show. We're so excited to have you.
Doing well.
Yeah?
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for having us. It's
Of
a
course.
pleasure to stop by. I'm
course.
doing fantastic myself, and I hope you are doing well.
Yeah, we're very excited to have you. All the viewers are so excited. So, I think we're going to start off. I'm just going to ask you a bit of background about your companies just to get the show going. And then we'll dive into more about how your companies have really altered the industry and become the household names they have become today.
Sounds great.
Awesome.
All right, so let's start with Brian. How are you tonight, Brian?
I'm doing very well. How about you?
I'm doing great. So why don't you tell us a little overview of Airbnb and how it got started?
Sure. Well, it actually all started out in New York City. One
Love
day,
New York City.
of course. How could you not?
Yeah.
Well, one day I realized that all of the hotels in New York City were booked. And so in order to solve that problem, what I did is I inflated a couple of air mattresses in an apartment, and I put up a website called Air Bed and Breakfast. And we got a good amount of customers. So we started out with 3 customers. From there, we started growing. We got a Harvard technician involved named Nathan, and we launched a website again in 2008 with a little bit more vigor behind it. And from there, it just really took off, and now we've kind of become this global brand, and we offer housing opportunities in the short term all around the world.
Wow, so it's 2018 now, and you said you started this in 2008 was when you launched the website?
Yes.
So it's been a long time coming. Did you have any doubts at first about this idea?
Obviously, you're never really sure how an idea is going to pan out. I think that it's an interesting idea. We've seen that kind of take shape in a lot of different other companies like Uber. It's the same type of idea. It's kind of more of a sharing economy. It's that, the idea that these individual people might have access to a resource, and you're kind of unlocking that by allowing them to connect together online. So like rather than having a hotel, someone can individually offer up their apartment or a room or even a bed. Or a couch or something like that. So I think that idea was kind of proven over time, but definitely at the very beginning, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And how about you?
Yeah, that's fantastic, Brian. I just love to hear that raw enthusiasm and grit.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had a similar innovative streak in us, Kearney. However, as Netflix, we specialize in providing and streaming media, video on demand online, and DVD by mail.
Mm-hmm.
So we started out as a way to avoid going to a movie rental store in order to watch movies without fully buying the discs. So for a small monthly fee, for example, you could rent up to 3 DVDs at a time. It would only get new ones once old ones were sent back in. And since then, we've evolved into one of the leaders of online video streaming. In fact, we currently have over 700 original shows, and we're the first streaming service to win an Emmy Award in 2013.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. I know. So basically, we changed the way society uses TVs and movies as a means of entertainment, and currently have over 100 million active subscribers worldwide.
Wow, I know I'm a big fan of Netflix. I love a good Netflix binge.
Everybody loves a Netflix binge. It's hard not to on some lazy Sunday.
Wow, thank you so much, guys. So now we're going to FaceTime into our other founder of Uber. His name is Travis Kalanick. Travis, are you here with us today?
So Uber comes from the German word Über, which means super or topmost. We started in 2009 and are currently in over 630 countries worldwide. We are the most accessible and most prominent ride-sharing app that exists in the world today.
All right, Brian, so I want to get into the nitty-gritty. How has Airbnb altered the travel industry?
Absolutely. So I think it's kind of important, again, to mention, like I kind of said before, we're kind of riding this wave of the sharing economy and bringing that to the travel industry. So we're kind of entering this new time in the world where, some of the biggest companies don't actually even really have a tangible grasp on the things that they're selling on their own products. In the sense that Uber, for example, which is like basically the world's largest taxi company, if you think about it that way, has no cars. Alibaba is, as you know, it's like the Amazon of China. They have no inventory whatsoever, but they're one of the world's largest retailers. Facebook is one of the biggest media companies in the world, and yet they create no content. So we're kind of bringing that idea to travel, and it definitely comes with some advantages. As you know, with Uber, there's kind of been some pushback because there's these the ability to avoid taxes and things of that nature, since they're kind of reinventing the way that the service is offered. We kind of have that same idea. We avoid some of the taxes that hotels have to face, as well as some of the laws that are specifically geared towards hotels. So that definitely helps give us an advantage when competing with those traditional establishments. And so that's really paid off. That allows us to offer lower prices. And then through reputation systems and word of mouth and things like that, people are able to kind of gauge the quality of where they're going to be. Of course, we'll vet for standards and things like that to make sure that people aren't going to get something really low quality. But I think it's kind of like a more open idea and a more open approach to an existing industry, and that's really where we made the biggest difference and why we were able to have like a market cap that's bigger than some entire travel industries within specific countries.
Of course. I know you're definitely giving the hotel industry a run for their money.
Oh, absolutely. That's what we're here to do.
Well, awesome. And can we move on to Netflix now? Why don't you tell us about how you've altered the industry?
Absolutely, I'd love to. So we have completely turned the entertainment industry upside down. And I think that's for a number of reasons. The first one being it allows customers to save money, which everyone loves to save money, obviously. Instead of buying big satellites to get a bunch of channels or paying for movies at a brick and mortar store, now it's just a small monthly fee.
Yeah.
And
you don't use half of them either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So cloud storage saves money for streaming corporations and other digital businesses as well by limiting the need for hardware and in-house data centers. Fortune magazine actually reported that Netflix, or we, now have no data centers except for ones that run on its our DVD business.
Wow. Okay.
Which is pretty crazy, yeah. And customers like content streaming because it cuts their costs for consuming and storing entertainment. So as we all know, customers these days pretty much expect easy, quick access to all kinds of purchases.
Of course.
We're in a technology-based industry right now. It's a big changing time in society. People want things now, here, options, instant pleasure. That's what we provide.
Of course.
The other big thing is that we allow customers to personalize their entertainment. So historic and real-time data about customer searches and decisions gives streaming companies like us a picture of customers' unique interests. We provide access to vast entertainment choices. So to make that wealth of content less overwhelming, we personalize each customer's homepage based on data about the customer's tastes. For example, one way we organize homepages is based on formulas that predict how a customer will rate a video. And another formula organizes potential choices of movies and TV shows into rows of what Netflix calls meaningful groupings.
Meaningful groupings.
That's right, Karen. Meaningful groupings. And these groupings basically are tailored to customers' preferences and choices. So instead of walking into a DVD store, finding the row of comedies or horror and just walking down the aisle and trying to pick one, it's all tailored for you. It's all on your homepage. It's all right there.
Wow. Love it. So I know technology is definitely a key part of both you and Uber's industry. We'll be talking to the founder of Uber later to hear his input on how it's altered the industry. But technology is something that really ties all three of your businesses together. Really crucial for everybody.
Indeed it does.
Yeah.
And that's also huge because it allows us to have a vision and adapt to the future as well. Technology is changing everything, like I said, in society so much and so quickly, so rapidly. A lot of companies are falling behind. That's why we've put brick and mortar movie outlets like Blockbuster completely out of business.
Yes.
So being adapted to technology also allows us to have a better grasp on future strategic implementations that we feel we need to put in play in order to stay relevant in the industry.
Of course. Yeah.
I think it's really just eat or be eaten at this point in the business world. If you're not in the technology, if you're not using it to your advantage in almost every way that you can, you will get past very quickly.
Yeah.
You know, progress is speeding up. Computers are becoming faster and smaller really rapidly, and it's really changing everything. So I don't care if you're running a mom and pop, you know, little restaurant, a store somewhere, or a massive corporation. I think it's really important to be looking towards the future in respect to technology at all times. I think that's one of the biggest things for companies that are looking to have some staying power.
I absolutely agree, Brian.
Well, that's awesome. Well, now we're going to FaceTime into Travis again. Travis, how has Uber truly altered the industry?
Think about the world before Uber existed. Everyone would use a taxi or have to drive their own car around to get around a city. And if they were lucky, they could use the metro if the system was good enough. But with the creation of Uber, we've created a whole new category of public transportation and ride sharing, where a person can be picked up from their door, dropped off at an exact destination. It uses a flat fee or a fixed rate, which eliminates the hassle of having to haggle with a taxi. And Uber's proven to not only be, you know, easy and accessible and a great way to get around the city, but it's also become a way for people to earn cash on the side and become an Uber driver for money for themselves. So we've actually really changed the way that people use transportation and think of transportation to get around a city.
All right, well, guys, it has been a pleasure having you tonight, and you too, Travis. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you so much for all the wonderful input. I know viewers are going to love it. As long as Netflix doesn't run out my show, I'm rooting for you.
We'll be sure to keep it on file.
Of course. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and please come again tomorrow for Dynamic News.